This is the Cool Photo Tools Podcast, episode number 100. Really? 100! January 2nd, 2017.
Are you sick of trying to learn all the new photo software? Are you tired of hearing about the next big thing in photography? Well, neither are we. Welcome to Cool Photo Tools with Jay Pierstorff and Rhonda Spencer.
Today's program is brought to you by Skillshare. For a limited time, get 3 months of Skillshare Premium for just 99 cents. Anyone can take an online class, watch video lessons, and create projects. Over 4,000 premium classes. Go to coolphototools.com/Skillshare for your discount code. That's coolphototools.com/Skillshare. Welcome, cool heads. Welcome to a very special episode, which is a lot like our other episodes, but it's number 100.
That's amazing.
That is amazing. And talking to us from the back of the studio is Rhonda Spencer.
I'm always at the back of the bus.
And back again, flew in just in time for this episode, Tucson photographer Justin Haugen. Welcome, Justin.
Thanks for having me on. I'm honored to be here for your 100th episode.
Well, thanks for coming back early.
Yeah.
Because, we didn't know what we were going to do without you. We're like, we've been talking about a lot of stuff, so we better bring Justin back. We better get Justin back here one more time or we'll be paralyzed. We won't know what to say. We're out of practice. So, yeah, we appreciate that very much. I know you brought some other cool stuff, and we could just get right to it because I see you've got that right on the table. He's brought a can of spray paint.
He's been tagging lately while he was gone.
He's creating his own interesting backdrops. Now, that's not what that is at all, is it?
Nope. So what I have here is a product called Atmosphere Aerosol. And from my understanding, there's been a product like this in the market in the past for special effects use, video production and photography, even in the same form an aerosol can. But what it is it's butane and mineral oil and in an aerosol can. And you can spray it in the air and it lingers to leave a fog-like effect. So if you want to add a little haze to your images, it's a great thing to use if you're indoors because it'll linger in the air. But I've seen people use it outdoors, and I feel like a little bit of wind will blow it away. But if you got some really cold, still air, it'll linger in the air long enough for you to get some cool, hazy photographic effects with it. And
it's fog in a can.
Fog in a can, yeah. And it's, to my understanding, there's no ill effects of this unless you're really, maybe if you're asthmatic, you might be susceptible to some of the butane in the air.
Well, the butane's going to evaporate, right? That's going to dissipate. Okay. That's just the propellant, as I understand.
Shows what I know. I don't know anything about it.
Just uses it and it works.
And then the rest of it, you says mineral oil?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's mineral oil. So
we use that on cutting boards and all kinds of stuff, so there shouldn't be any problem with that, I would think.
I can demonstrate it. It's safe to use indoors if you don't mind me spraying it a little bit in the air.
Yeah, go ahead.
Right.
We're just,
we're going to fog it up in here.
All right, move my coffee cup.
And
just mineral oil.
And there it is. And it'll linger in the air.
Where'd Rhonda go?
I'm in a fog.
It's going to stay in this side of the room now for a while. It's going to take a little bit to linger. It's going to linger a little bit.
You know what it does? It kind of gets rid of all my lines of my face. Thank you.
It adds, it's like Vaseline on the lens. It's a little bit of it's atmosphere. So
yeah. And it has no smell.
No smell, odorless, tasteless. And if you spray it in heavy concentration, the worst thing you might do is make the floor a little slick because it's mineral oil. Yeah. So, but I've never used it enough to that effect that it would cause it to slip on a tile floor. So
there goes the ride.
Safe. Yeah, it's totally safe to use. I use it indoors all the time, and of course you wouldn't want to use this near open flame, which I don't do that. So So at your discretion, don't use it safely. So
that's pretty interesting.
And the cool thing about this is, coupled with some, I showed you guys some MagMod stuff before, and I really like to use those gels. I can, fill a room with this and point a light. I can backlight my subject for a dramatic effect. And with this, you really light up that fog. All the particulate left in the air, it'll take that color and just really light up. So I've even used it outdoors in a forest up on Mount Lemmon, and I sprayed it all behind the couple while it was raining. And so I got this foggy, rainy photo with this effect, and I lit it up with a lime green gel, and it was a really cool effect.
Oh, that is cool.
Yeah, it's really neat stuff. And I actually have a coupon code for your listeners on this one.
All right, let's have it.
If you go to Atmosphere Aerosol's website and you check out, it's Haugen 15, Haugen, my last name, Haugen 15.
Haugen 15.
Haugen 15. And that'll give you a 15% discount off at checkout.
What if you enter Haugen 50? Or Haugen,
No, it doesn't work
Haugen
that way.
75. Haugen 90.
I don't even get it that cheap.
Well, it's just a thought.
Jay
Just a
was
thought.
just trying to work it.
Now this is pretty interesting, and as you say, there's virtually odorless, and it's dissipated. I don't see it anymore. It is gone, isn't it?
Nope, it's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it doesn't last very long. And in certain places like Tucson, that's the only time that you're going to get fog is if it comes out of a can.
That's true.
That's true. It's non-toxic, non-irritating, and ozone safe. And I've seen some demonstration videos. There might be one on their website. They did a time-lapse video where they pressed the can down at the head of the nozzle down.
Oh, so it just continual.
I think about 7.5 minutes. They were able to spray continuously. So people always ask, "Hey, how much is that can going to get you?" It takes me like several weddings worth of use sporadically to actually use up a whole can. So it's a great value. I think they run about $12 a can plus shipping on the website. So if you use my discount, it'll help mitigate some of that cost and shipping.
Cool. Yeah. Interesting stuff.
Yeah.
See, this is why we bring Justin in. He brings us interesting stuff in here.
New toys.
I like my toys.
Well, we do too.
That's why we're here.
We could have named it newphototoys.com, but
Not
Check, see
quite
somebody
as
has that.
ringy.
Stuff I like.
Yeah.
that would get really long.
StuffIWant.com.
If we didn't narrow it down to photo tools, it could get ridiculously long here, I suppose.
Buythisstuff.com.
Yeah. That's what Amazon is, isn't it? It's like every day there's a package from Amazon at my door. I'm like,
Where'd that come from?
I don't know. I tell my wife, I don't know. They're auto sending stuff to me now. They just, there's just a new thing. If it's new, send it to Jay.
She knows better.
I wish I could give back all the boxes that I've been collecting from Amazon Prime.
Yeah. Well, at least they're recyclable. They're recycling those. So I'm not, trees are 100% recyclable. So I'm okay with that. All right. What else? Rhonda, you got something on your computer you want to tell us about? Or you want me to let Justin go ahead again?
Let Justin. We don't get him very often, so let's let him roll.
Okay.
All right.
I'm good with that. Justin, what else you got for us?
I've got a really cool piece of equipment that I like to use. It's kind of big and clunky, but I'm going to show it to your viewers here. This is called the Savage Drop Stand. Savage is a company based in Phoenix area, Tempe. Mm-hmm. And the cool thing about this stand is it is collapsible, auto-collapsing. So if you put the center column down on the ground on a flat surface and you push down, it'll extend out.
So this is a light stand, and they make these in different heights, I think, don't they, as well? Like
There's a
7 and 9 and
and a 13-foot too.
13-foot.
Wow.
And there's also another product on the market called the Cheetah Stand that I'm familiar with, and I've been told that that's, even though product was on the market first, it's an infringement on a copyright that Savage owns. I don't know the full story on that, but that's what I was told by someone at Savage. And the advantage of this stand is that it is actually air cushioned. So I've had a heavy strobe on the top of one of these stands, and I've released the tension on on the clamps here and allowed the column to fall down with that 7-pound strobe on the top of it, and it descended smoothly and softly and safely. It didn't collapse down and just drop the strobe. So there's the advantage of this system versus the Cheetah stand is the air cushioned column. And I just like the construction quality of these. Mm-hmm. They're very well made. They work great on flat surfaces. And the only thing you might have to do is if you're using them on an uneven surface, maybe outside or on a hillside, is if you can't put it down flatly on the ground, you can put your toe underneath it and push the column up and then extend the legs and be able to put it down on the surface a little bit easier.
Okay, let me just kind of refresh that for those of us that are trying to watch us on iTunes, but it says it's audio only. It's really tough, or your latest podcatcher. So what Justin has is it's a light stand that you can set up and move one-handed, because when you pick it up, the legs collapse, and then when you push it back down onto the ground, the legs pop out. So you can set it up and take it down just one-handed, which is you've got something in one hand, and you can move your second light stand in the other hand and easily set it up or take it down that way. That's a pretty cool.
And it's very well made.
And the reason why this is so important to how I work is on wedding days, for example, I'm moving in and out of rooms very quickly. And the thing that's hardest with a conventional light stand is these legs have a wide footprint. And so if you're walking through a doorway or through a hallway and you're carrying one or two of these things, they get clunky and you have to release the tension on the knob here and then collapse legs down. Huge pain in the butt if you're trying to work quickly. I don't like equipment to be a detractor from my photographic experience. I want it to complement what I'm doing. I want it to help me get in and out of situations quickly, and I want it to make me look more professional to my clients. What's great about this system is when I pick it up, the legs collapse, the footprint is gone, and I can go through doorways, through hallways very quickly, position the light in a new location very fast, and then get back to working. And so these make working with off-camera light not an obstacle for me. It's complementary to my workflow. It's intuitive. It's quick. It's fast. I really suggest anyone who's working with off-camera light and is working in variable light situations where they're going in and out of spaces, they're working in an environment, these lights will change your entire workflow. I've had many photographers tell me that they don't like working with off-camera flash because it's clunky, it's a big production, and there's a lot of obstacles to getting the light effect that they want. If you start working with these things, you're going to get in and out of your situation so much better, and you're going to look competent, you're going to look like a professional, and like you know what you're doing with the light.
Okay, we're just on the SavageUniversal.com's website. Justin, where's the best place to buy these? Does everybody have these, or do you have to go to a certain spot to get them? You have to get them direct, or where can you get them?
I purchased my first set on Adorama, and I have also found them on Amazon now. So Amazon's carrying them, and Adorama are the two places where you can get these now.
Okay, that's a Savage drop stand. So you just want to, if you drop it, you want to drop it the right way so the legs come out.
Yep, right on the center column.
Those are cool. I have. I was telling Justin earlier, I have one of those. I bought the 7-foot one, and I wished I'd have bought the 9-foot. So take it from me.
Which one do you use?
I have the 7-foot. In my work, I find it to be the minimum height that I need. It's taller than me. If I need a little more reach with it, I can have a second shooter or an assistant lift it up for me. The 9-footer is one that I'm interested in checking out. Actually, I feel like that's the sweet spot. When I bought this, I bought two. And I erred on the side of saving a little bit of money, so I opted for the 7, which it's been totally fine for my workflow. And I tend to not to keep the light too high anyway, because I'm looking for directional light more than I am looking for like light with height. And the pricing on it's very, very affordable. If I'm not mistaken, I spent the ballpark of like $60 for the 7-foot stand.
Yeah, I'm thinking that the 9-foot ones are closer to $80 or $90.
Yeah,
or maybe
$89, I
yeah.
think. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but. If they
Jay, weight differences between the two, since you...
Yeah, there is. I don't know what it is off the top of my head here. But I'm thinking why I wanted the longer or the bigger one was that if you want to get the light above eye level, 7 foot, you're above it, but not too much, unless people are 5 foot tall. But.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. What else you got, Justin? Anything else on there? You want Rhonda to give you a break?
Rhonda, you can give me a break. I'll look at it a little later.
Okay. So, Rhonda being the software queen that she is, I just invested in the DOX Viewpoint.
The DXO viewpoint.
Sorry, DXO.
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 I only know because I'm reading it off your screen.
Yes, thank you. And the Viewpoint 3. So, it's actually a perspective changer.
Okay, this is from DXO.com. Now, don't they make, I guess, they make other software?
They do make other software,
okay,
yes.
So I don't think I've heard of this one before.
Yeah, this is pretty new that's out. Pretty intuitive, very easy to use. You take it in and...
What does this do, Rhonda?
It changes your perspective. All right, so you've got a wide-angle lens, and now you've shot house, and the perspective is off on it. So your walls are tipping in, your floor is maybe sideways. This actually is a perspective corrector that's quick, because a lot of times when you use a wide angle, you go into Photoshop and you correct it yourself. And anybody who's done that knows that it's tedious. You're pulling and, stretching and trying to get. This does it quickly and easily
Is there an example on there you can show us for those of us watching on the YouTube channel?
so that they can see. Okay, let's go.
Okay, so this is
They're showing. So
this is when you use a wide angle lens,
Right.
and it makes things converge.
it does. So
Parallel walls are falling towards each other. Typical wide angle distortion, and this
and
is correct.
the more wide your angle is, the more you're going to have the distortion.
Now, see, if you had Lightroom, you could do this too.
Well, you can. But you know what? This does it 10 times quicker than Lightroom can because it's got like the presets that does it.
What does this cost?
I think it's like $39 right now. It's like really cheap software, but it does it. Yeah, update 29. So,
Okay. So the DxO viewpoint. So
Yeah.
it's to fix that distortion from your ultra wide angle
Correct.
lenses. So okay, because I was a little confused on the shift your perspective thing there. So
yeah.
Is it a standalone software or
Yes.
is it okay? So it's not like
Yes,
a plugin.
and you can. It does run as a plugin once you have it in Photoshop, but it also is totally standalone.
So Justin, do you use Lightroom?
I do. I'm a heavy Lightroom user. I teach some workshops on it locally too.
Ah, well, we can link to that in the show notes too. Yeah, Lightroom is, I think, probably most people. Rhonda,
Yes.
your lack of faith in Lightroom
I know.
stands out.
It does.
Not that it's a bad thing. I'm just saying it's
I know.
it's noticeable.
I have Lightroom and I do not use it. I have been a Photoshop user for so long that
Maybe you should take Justin's class.
maybe I should.
Yeah, I'll let you know next time I
You
teach
know,
it.
yeah.
I'm a big Photoshop user. I started on Photoshop. My background's in graphic design, and so I'm a big multimedia, like the whole Adobe suite. And Adobe Photoshop is something that I'm really well versed in. And now I'm a huge Lightroom convert. And the thing is, if you're a Photoshop user, they totally play nice together. They're best friends. I can go in and out of Photoshop through the catalog management in Lightroom. And so Lightroom's it's a great comprehensive cataloging and editing solution. I can do 99% of my wedding edits from Lightroom without even having to open up Photoshop. And when you're editing 500 to 800 images from one event, the less time you spend in Photoshop, the more time you're saving. So
Okay, so Jay, go back to my screen to show
Okay.
you. Okay, this is showing an image of a room, and you can see how you've got the perspective off. So, I mean, how much quicker can you get than that?
Well, there is an auto function in Lightroom too, but
You know?
sometimes it's not perfect.
And like I said, you've got a couple of clicks. If you've got a lot of imagery that you're having to work, it's like, and I haven't played with this one, but this is their miniature effects. So
that's
you
neat.
can actually go into where you can, and like I said, it's
I hate that effect.
I know, but I love one-click technology
The photo-
because if you're doing a lot of images and you want to do something really quickly, if you have something that actually works well, you know.
Okay, but is this the only thing that this program does? So
That is
you
what-
can't do everything in here. This is just to fix perspective
This
problems.
is yes, that is it. That is it.
Lightroom introduced a new feature in the last couple updates where now perspective correction can be done with you have a tool where you can click on the button and you can now you draw two guide points. So you'll draw along, like say you have one skewed line on the left side of the image, you'll draw from the top of that line to the bottom of it, and then you'll do another one to the right side, and then it will then take those two guidelines and auto perspective correct based upon those two guidelines that you're demonstrating the vertical lines to be.
And the one about this program too that the DxO is known for is that it picks up what lens you're using and corrects via that lens. This one just happens to be my 12 millimeter wide, my Venus lens, which nobody knows how to correct that one. But so there's no set for this. That's why you have to kind of just go through. But anyway, yeah, I thought this was really handy, very quick.
Well, it's hard to beat one click. I'll give you that.
It really is. Like I said, if you have a lot of images that you're trying to do,
Okay,
quickly.
so I've got something to show you here. This is new from Google Photos. Well, it's came out in the last couple of weeks. And sometimes, you want to take use your camera phone and you want to take a picture of a picture or a document or something or another picture. And this applies probably to more than just, photographers. This is the average person thing. Anyway, so Google's come out with this thing called Photo Scan, and it lets you use your smartphone to take and it's for both iPhone and Android phones, and you can make a copy of a picture. So if you've got an old picture out of a photo album, or even one that's under glass, and you always get that reflection, even if you turn your camera, the light on so that you can shoot in the dark, and it's just a big glare in the middle. So anyway, I'm going to show you this. I'm going to run this in the background for those of you that are on our YouTube channel here. And this is, and I'll put a link to this in the show notes, because this is really a nice video. You probably should it's entertaining, and you should watch it. I'm not going to run the whole thing here, but I just wanted to get to the part where it shows you how this thing works. And so you take an overall shot of of your image, and then it gives you 4 little targets, and you move your camera phone over each one of these targets, and it takes an individual image of each 4 of those targets. And then it stitches them together. And it does really a pretty amazing job. Now, this is not going to replace, your high-end scanner, but for what it is, it's pretty slick here. Let's see if I can move this forward to where they're actually using it. This is a great, nicely done video from. Okay, so here we're launching the Photo Scan app. So now here it's showing you took the overall, and you take it automatically takes 4 more images. You just move the little targets over, and then it stitches it together and sends it directly to Google Photos if you want, or you can share it out. Anyway, that's so Google.
That hair.
Oh, yeah. You remember that time?
It's a great video. It's a fun, entertaining video to watch. So I'll link to that in the show notes. But a very easy way for you to actually get stitched together 4 images to make one in your phone, and you can copy photographs. Way suitable for Facebook, or you could probably even make, they claim high res, but that's relative. It's not that high res, but way better than what you would get without it. Okay, Justin.
Yes.
He says, do you have anything else that you want to show and tell?
I do. I got something that's very near and dear to me. The product I have here is a harness system for photographers who use 2 cameras on their wedding day. And what it is, it's a handmade, leather-crafted double sling harness, and it's called the Holdfast Moneymaker, and it's made by a gentleman in Oklahoma City. And I've met him at the WPPI conference in Las Vegas, and they're huge.
That's a wedding professional photographers international. Is that WPPI?
I don't remember what the second. Yeah, I think that's Wedding and Portrait Photographers.
Oh, Wedding and
International.
Portrait Photographers International. Okay,
and it's a big conference. The next one's going to be at the Las Vegas Convention Center, February 5th to 8th, I believe. And I'll be out there checking out all the expo stuff, all the great vendors that are going to be there that I like to see what new tools there are that I want to use. And last year, and this product's been on the market for well over a couple of years now. They're finely crafted leather harnesses.
This looks like something you'd put on a horse.
Yeah. It does, doesn't it?
And I'm going to put it on for demonstration.
Okay.
Sorry for scraping it across the table here. For your viewers.
It's got silver buckles, and it's
or for hanging 2 guns on your side.
Brown leather. It's very, very leathery.
Very leathery.
And the cool thing about it, and I'm going to clip my camera to it for demonstration, is it's got an access point. It's got a hinged clip that goes into the bottom of your 3/4 inch threading on the bottom of your camera, like your tripod mount. And
this is kind of the Black Rapid strap kind of attachment thing.
And they've got a really great clip system. So you slide this clip through it, and you pull back. You have a pull tension release that you hold, and you can clip onto there. And then you also have on the side of the camera, you put a key ring on it, and you can put a second clip. So you have a double connection
that's
point.
a good idea.
Yeah.
And the problem with the Black Rapid, which happens to a lot of photographers, is after a while, where these things start to swivel and hang on your side, they can come loose, and you can drop your camera. You definitely need a second access point for safety, a second connection point. And I had it happen to me the other day at a wedding for the first time. My camera dropped from the threading on the bottom of the camera, and luckily the safety caught it So there was no risk to my camera, and you know, I was rest assured I would have dropped the camera had I been using like the Black Rapid system. So it's very important. You could probably fabricate your own second connection point if you're using Black Rapid, but the Holdfast system comes with it, and so this is really important for me. And the reason why I like this setup is I shoot 2 cameras on wedding day. I've got 2 Nikon D750s. I shoot a left camera with like a 35 or a 24 millimeter, and the right camera with an 85. And with those 2 cameras, I can cover pretty much everything I need on a wedding day. And I often shoot between both cameras quickly. If I'm shooting the procession, for example, I'm using the right camera. I'm shooting the walk up the procession, and with the 85. And then when they get too close to me, I'll drop that camera. I'll pick this one up and I'll shoot with the 35 and get a much different type of wide angle, closer up photo. And the system allows me to go between both cameras very quickly. And not only that, it's stylish. I mean, I'm more of a function versus form kind of guy. But when I get compliments on this, I think people take notice when I walk into a wedding day and they see me in this getup. They know I'm here to work. No one ever questions my credentials if I walk through with this leather. You know, it's a $250 piece of equipment that I'm wearing with these 2 cameras. So I came to work when you see me with this. $230. There you go.
So I'm bringing it up on the website here. This is holdfastgear.com makes this. And it is made out of bridal leather. So see, I wasn't too far off when I said it looks horsey. You know? And
there's even finer crafted ones. You can get ostrich leather, ostrich skin, or alligator skin, snake skin. There's some really cool ones. And for our vegan community, there are canvas ones too. So that became a complaint that they were all leather based, and so there were vegan camera users.
Okay, do they fit women though?
There is a slim model for women, but I have a lot of female photographers in my group who use these, and they use the regular ones too, and they work fine. But the slimmer ones are meant to lessen the effect of, if you've got a larger chest and it pushes you out a little bit. So there's slimmer ones that were made with that consideration in mind.
Or would those be appropriate, for the light, like the mirrorless cameras, cameras that were much lighter in construction?
True.
I'm guessing.
Yeah, and the great thing is and I wince every time I see who I presume to be professional photographers shooting weddings, and they're using, maybe they're shooting 2 cameras, and they're using the traditional camera strap that comes with the camera. It's canvas. It digs into your neck. It puts all the strain on your lower back because now you're having this camera dangling off the front of you. And if you're shooting 2 cameras and you're trying to swap between the both, it's the most clumsy looking thing I've ever seen. And I just want to tell everyone, and I've been a guest at weddings. I don't backseat drive, but when I see someone struggling with the interchangeability of their cameras, trying to go back and forth, I want to show them this like immediately, like, hey, you got to get into this. It's worth the investment just for making you look more competent, switching between cameras right alone.
Yeah. So what's the deal with the camera manufacturers all making really good looking but horribly fitting camera straps? I mean, it's like, okay, I get, embroidering your logo on the back. That's cool. But if you want people to see it, you have to make it useful and comfortable. And I haven't seen any that are. Those are awful.
No.
First thing I do is put the strap, back in the box and get something else.
Yeah, I think they're losing out on an opportunity to make a better solution for, maybe if they even offered their own better solutions, because Canon actually gives out a neoprene clippable one that fits around your neck with their pro services, and I used to have that strap. It's much more comfortable and it's easier on your neck, but right away when you buy a camera, the first thing I want to do is not use the strap. I'm going to replace the strap. So the sling system or a double harness system is definitely the way to go. Even if I don't have 2 cameras on, it's still pretty well balanced that I can carry just one camera on my left side or right side. And on the Moneymaker website, on the Holdfast website, they actually have other products that will connect to the carabiners on the clips here on your shoulder strap here, or I've seen people attach bags that they make handcrafted leather bags that you can connect to the other clip if you wanted to. So you could have one bag with lenses in it and other accessories clipped onto one side and your camera on the other side.
They got all kinds of stuff on their website here. I'm seeing.
It's become so popular that they actually have I mean, I hate to call them knockoffs, but there's another competing brand, RL Handcraft, which is considerably pricier, and they've gone and made a 4-point connection system in the back and added padding to the leather. So one thing I'd love to see from the Holdfast company is a response to that. I'd love to see a new edition model where they maybe put some padding back here or change the point system in the back. It's been pretty comfortable for me, and I haven't had any problems with it, but somebody else saw what they were doing, changed the design, and brought a competing product to market. And the owner is the owner of Holdfast is a really nice guy. I talked to him at WPPI. It's like, hey, how do you feel about this product? Like 10 booths over. He clearly was strained by the idea of it. It bugged him. But, in the end, he told me, they're infringing on our copyright. I could take them to court. But at the end of the day, they have families. We have families. I don't want to tie us up in litigation. Like, people know what our product is and how it was first to the market. And they have a great following. And just off of that, I wanted to buy his product because I really appreciate the values he has. So I'm not just am I invested in the system and how great it's been for me. Ethically, I like the cut of this guy's jib. I like what he's doing, and that he knows his competing products on the market, and he's still letting it be. He's just going to keep making his product and keep building his own brand, and I appreciate that about him.
Well, and you know what they say. Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery and also the most irritating.
Yeah.
So. Okay, very cool. Well, looks like we have time for one more thing. Who wants it?
You do.
Me? Well, let's see. I probably do have something here. Okay. Our good friends at Edelkrone, Edelkrone, makers of wacky photographic stuff that actually turns out to be pretty cool. They have a new device called the Slider One and Motion Module, which I'm going to show on the screen here. And this is in fact, let me just run the video here in the background. And they make, if you do any video work, a slider allows you to move your camera, from one side to the other. And this one is motorized, and you can use your smartphone to control it. And, look, they got food on there.
Oh,
It
food.
must be getting lunchtime. Anyway, there's this one automatically just by smoothly moving your camera, 6 to 15 inches from one side to the other, it changes the perspective. It's very, very common motion picture technique now, which you can, and because most all of our DSLRs shoot movies now, you could get in on this movie thing. And these sliders are pretty handy. There's tons of sliders, but the Edelkrone makes some really unique, interesting ones. See, they're just showing some samples of how much more interesting a slider, will add to your video. All right, that's what I have. So, but now you know what time it is. We just can't go on any longer today. So, next week we'll be back with some more stuff, and maybe if we speak nice to Justin, he might. I see he's got some more stuff over there he didn't get to today, so maybe he'll come back.
Poor Justin, he's going to be like, oh my gosh, again?
So next week, Justin, you think you might be able to show up over here?
I love coming out here. I'd be happy to come back.
Okay.
All right.
So everybody have a good week, and this is our 100th episode. We should do something special, but I don't know.
Let's get
Sparklers.
crazy.
We can answer the phone. Okay, everybody, have a great week, and we'll talk to you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Happy New Year.
You've been listening to the Cool Photo Tools podcast. Sign up for our mailing list at coolphototools.com. Got a question? Send an email or MP3 audio file to info@coolphototools.com. Thanks for listening.